YouTube, and I'm back at it again today. It's been a pretty tough day. I'm still doing demo work on the inside. This whole thing was just so full of rot and so many leaks in the windows, and I think I'm actually determining now that most of the leaks probably came from the windows. As you can see, they had blanked out the windows with a sheet metal panel, and then put little RV type windows in the left side, left front, right front, and then a little small bathroom window on the left. But yeah, I was able to get the back door to open up. I had to take a angle grinder and put a cutting blade on it, and had to cut the bolts for the door, dead bolts. Well, not dead bolts, but the metal parts that clamp onto the door from the inside. The mechanism that turns the little gear in there, everything was all rusted up and bound up. So I tried and couldn't do it. So I wound up having to cut that, but that's okay because I'll probably put some other sort of latch in there anyway. So anyway, it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday, and I'm beat. As the rest of the world freaks out about the coronavirus, I'm decided I'm going to try to do something constructive. But yeah, it's real nice out here today. It's starting to see a lot of spring-like, actually early summer type activity. My neighbor over there plants about 10 acres of corn every year, and he's been planting today. So try not to move around too fast. My pile of debris continues to grow, and I'll tell you, if anybody wants to do this in the future, let me suggest that go ahead and have somebody bring a roll-off in and park it next to you. Give yourself about 20 feet, 30 feet, because you wind up with a whole lot of stuff that you don't want to handle a second time. And so that was my lesson that I learned from the start on this. Anyway, and yeah, my tractor wouldn't crank yesterday, and it's got bad gas in it, so I'm cleaning the carburetor on it. It just seems like I spend all my time working on stuff. But anyhow, so I am moving forward. As you can see, I have a big mess, but that's the refrigerator on the right, the green door, and I had to open that door up to get some air in here because it's already about 80 degrees outside, and which makes it about 90 in here. But what I'm finding out is the way they blank these windows out, and you couldn't see this because of the walls, and this is, I'm sure, something that is some of you guys have already seen before. But what they did is they put these little standoff spacers in here. They're little 1x1 type blocks of wood, and they came around the inside the curved surface here, and then on the outside then they put plywood in and fastened the plywood, this plywood right here, to those blocks, and the little blocks are screwed in to the window facings, the aluminum window facings. I'm sorry to keep going back and forth, but I thought it was really important for somebody to show how these windows are put together, because really that's a big part of keeping leaks out of this thing. Then after they blanked all of that out, then they came along the top on the outside, right up in here, from there down to about there, with another strip. Apparently they must have had some leak problems at some point and thought that was going to fix it, and they put everything from pipe dope to caulk to silicone to whatever on it, and it just didn't work. It's not going to work. There's a better way to do that, I'm sure. And I'm sorry to keep moving around, but I'm trying to kind of catch a little bit of everything. So yeah, and then this was the area right there was where the refrigerator sat, and it obviously had a leak probably in this window here, because as I took all of this out, it was not didn't appear that there was a lot of a leak on the top. So as you can tell, it rotted all of that down there. And then there's another place right at the tip of my foot, and I'm not gonna, right underneath that board, because that board's the only thing keeping me from winding up in the bay beneath it, because it's got a great big basketball sized hole in it. So yeah, it's just a big mess. But you know, I'm not too concerned about it. You know, long-term projects, you have to be prepared for them, and I'm really not a stranger to long-term projects. I'm going to turn back around one more time, then I'll stop that. I apologize again. This is my little bathroom. Yeah, it's kind of I might make some format changes. All this has got to come out anyhow, so I'm starting all the way up, starting away all over again with 3/4 inch marine grade plywood with all the proper hardware. So I'm putting my windows, at least 5 of the windows back in properly. But yeah, anyway, so you know, long-term projects, you just have to kind of be prepared for them. Back in the 90s, I actually built an experimental aircraft, built a home-built airplane. I was a pilot for many years, not professional, but I flew for fun. And it took me 9.5 years to build that airplane. So it becomes just a series of little steps, no pun intended. You know, you try to create something where you can accomplish something every day. This is my hobby. I don't hunt, fish, gamble, go to bars. Well, I go to bars sometimes. I'll take that part back. But you try to accomplish something, and it's an endless series of little puzzles. I don't really care to read or anything. I'm not a reader. I don't watch movies. Couldn't care less about sitting and watching the movie. I love the idea of looking at something in 3-dimensionally, trying to figure out how it goes together, what's wrong with it, and then how to fix it. And then I don't care what it looks like. So it's just a weird idiosyncrasy that I've got. But anyway, thought that people might be interested in kind of seeing the progress or lack thereof. But anyhow, one more time, one more wheel around. Go take your Dramamine, you'll get over it. Probably another good 2 days of demo work, and then get it swept out really well. And I'll get at least the front 2 windows in, get it all caulked up properly. I got new gaskets and new felt loop at used coach sent them to me, and I'll be working on those this week at night. So anyway, that's it from North Florida. Everybody be safe. I know this virus thing has got people pretty upset, but you know what? We're pretty strong people, pretty strong country. We've come through a lot, so we'll make this work. All right, everybody be safe. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye.